All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, all depending on your time and your location. I'm Engineer Moses Onwafe. Do you want a proper connection and installation of your three-phase electric motor and its related equipment? Then you are at the right place. Today, I will discuss on the topic star and delta connection. As you all know, an electric star connection is a method of wiring three-phase where one end of each winding is joined at a common neutral point, forming a Y shape. This reduces a voltage across each winding, making the idea of this motor startup energy efficiencies. How does it star connection work? How is it connected? In a star connection, the three-phase winding of the motor are connected so that one end of each winding is joined together at the neutral. That is to say, the other end are connected to three-phase supply line, L1, L2, and L3. And above all, this arrangement looks like a letter Y. Then each winding receives a line voltage of 400 volts. That is to say, three-phase voltage. Now, there are features of this particular connection. And one of the features is to reduce a voltage per winding, meaning that each coil operates at a lower voltage, protecting the motor from high inrush current. Another part of it is that the lower starting current, this is the feature, meaning that the start connection is commonly used during a motor startup to prevent a sudden surge. Now, another feature that we need to take note of is the neutral point availability. The neutral point availability provides a path of grounding and establish and stabilize the system. The last but not the least of the feature is efficiency in distribution, meaning it helps to balance the three-phase of the system. Now, in all advantage, there is a disadvantage. Today, we are going to look at the advantage of this star connection. And one of the advantages of this star connection is that it saves, and one of the advantages of this star connection is safe startup. The motor draws a low current, reducing stress on electrical system. Another advantage is the energy efficiency. It means that the low loss during a startup. Then cost effective. The cost less insulation since winding handles a lower voltage. Then the last but not the least of this advantage of this is to a flexibility. It can be switched to delta connection, later to full load connection. I want us to understand that there is an application of this connection, of this star connection. And one of the applications is to industrial motor. Use a large induction motor during a startup. Now, another application is star delta starter. Now, the motor starts in a star connection, then switch to a delta for full load operation. The power transmission is also application. The star connection are widely used in transformer and generate for a balanced load distribution. We cannot start talking about a star connection without discussing on a delta connection. Now, delta connection, these are three windings of a motor are connected in series to form a closed loop shape like a triangle. Now, each corner of this triangle connects to one of these three-phase supply, which is L1, L2, and L3. Unlike the star connection, these are no neutral point in a delta connection. Phase voltage such as line voltage meaning winding of full supply voltage. Now, let's look at this way. There are characteristics of this delta connection. Now, one of the characteristics is the voltage relationship, the current relationship, and the power of this delta. Now, because of this winding, the full line voltage torque, the power higher compared to the star connection. Now, there is a need for us to also look at the advantage of this delta connection. And the higher starting torque suitable for this heavy load is one of the advantages. Then the full voltage utilization, which means each winding receiving full line voltage, is one of the advantages. Then the neutral required for example, work well in a balanced three-phase system is also an advantage. The efficiency power handling is an advantage, which means that a common in industrial motor requiring the higher output. Now, we can talk about the advantage, but there are also limitations to this delta connection. The higher static current can cause a stress on supply line, which is a limitation. There is no neutral point, which means it cannot provide a grounded voltage detecting through the neutral, is also a limitation. Then an insulation requirement, which means that the winding must withstand a full voltage because it's a high voltage, is also what? A limitation. But that withstanding, we can as well compare this star connection and delta connection, and the comparison goes this way. Like a star delta starter, the motor start in a star, then switch to delta for full torque. Now, another comparison is the continuous operation. Then the motor rated of the delta connection at a supply voltage supply voltage of permanent delta delta. So I want you to share this video so that others can as well gain knowledge. Thank you.